Welcome to Inteku, where we game and we know things and we say the things and we do the things. My name's Will, and today I wanted to discuss fun decks versus competitive decks, and why you shouldn't be so easily sold into the concept of a fun deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. If you're new to the channel, please be sure and chop that subscribe button, smash that like button, and flick the bell so that you can be notified each and every time that I upload a brand new video. And if you like, guys, you can check me out on Twitch, where you can find me streaming Master Duel and Rush Duels throughout the week. Okay guys, so this video I wanted to talk about fun decks versus competitive decks. I'm not going to tell you straight out like hardcore like, okay, you should not build fun decks. I'm not going to tell you that. My initial suggestion is going to be, if you're new to the game and you haven't made a deck yet, go ahead and make a competitive meta deck. Then that way afterwards you can make your fun decks after the fact. And this is just me being me, like because I did it. I made fun decks. I made if I can find it, my Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck. I made this, and this is strong. Like, this is strong from bronze going into silver, going into gold, and gold is where you're going to start seeing resistance with the fun decks, because all of a sudden you're going to start seeing the Tri-Brigade, you're going to start seeing Virtual World, you're going to start seeing Strikers, and the such. And then all of a sudden those fun decks are going to start not quite being so fun, because like, you're gonna start getting shut down by like Virtual World, where like you get out the Synchros and you get out the Calamity. You're gonna get shut down by like, Drytron with their quad negates and the crazy things that they do. As well as like, the Tri-Brigade. Like, Tri-Brigade's got outs. Like, Tri-Brigade can get over Chaos Max. Tri-Brigade can just like sit there and just like, get rid of Chaos Max because of Omen. Omen's just like, nah. That's cool, bro. I like that you have all that protection. It would be a shame if I just banish you real quick. So like, I came to this conclusion why I wanted to make this video is because I do see a lot of videos where people are like, oh god tier Blue Eyes, or number 1 tier 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon, or Cyber Dragons and stuff, and they are good. They are good, they are strong, they are fun. Cyber Dragons have got Infinity, they got their fusions, they got some negates, they can do their thing, and that's it's really cool. It's really cool. But when you're going up against the Eldlicks and like they skill drain you and they lock you down in a sense, because they have the big zombie on the board and you can't get past it, and you're not running back row removal in the deck and you can't get to it in time, then it starts to feel really bad. Because then you're just locked out of playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and then you got like, having a brain fart, guys. You've got Drytron, it's got the quad negate. So it's like, oh, I want to do these things, but I can't do these things because, oh, you've got a negate, and then you got another negate, and then, oh, if that was enough, I got 2 more negates coming at you to shut anything that you are trying to do or think about doing down. So, you should just scoop. Because like, I like Dark Magician. Like, I love Dark Magician, man. Like, if we had Dragoon, oh my god. I built this deck before I knew that Dragoon was not in the game, because I saw Dragoon, and when I was looking at Yu-Gi-Oh cards, trying to familiarize myself with the game, because I had been out of it for a while, and I saw Dragoon, I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. I've got to make a Dark Magician deck. And then I saw, Magician Soul, and I saw all the cool new spells and the new things that they gave it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, Dragoon's not there. Sad face. Hurts my soul so bad. It sucks. So like, but the deck's fun. Like, this deck, playing against friends, just playing casually, this deck is fun. Super fun. I apologize for my allergies, guys. Like, postnasal drip is being a bitch today. I even tried to make another different Blue Eyes deck. I've also made Utopia. It was a bad investment. And I'll tell you why this was a bad investment. Because this whole deck is fragile. This whole deck has no protection. It's a win more OTK type thing. You do have a little bit of negation with like Utopia Ray, because it states that once per turn while this card is equipped with a ZW monster, you can quick effect target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effect, and if you do have this attack. So yeah, that's cute. That's cute. As a matter of fact, you can get 2 negates. So like, if you equip it with the ZW Pegasus, then you get 2 negates between this thing and that. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that Utopia has a way to negate shit. That's pretty dope. You even got to negate with your numbers protection. Problem is, there's a lot of setup, because if you go into Utopia Double and they shut this thing down, if they shut Utopia Double down, deck falls off, because at that point you've already spent 2 cards to make it. That means you probably got like 3 cards left in hand, and then you've got no answer, you got no way to protect things. So if they stop this, all of a sudden you're sitting there with nothing. Like, it's cool, I've seen the YouTube videos, and the YouTube videos are what allows, like, oh god, I'm gonna make Utopia because, like, you know, you can do the hurdy dirty combo with Dragonair, and Dragonair, you know, fetches out number 97, who also fetches out number 100, and suddenly this thing becomes a big giant, like, 21,000 attack point monster. I've done it plenty of times in practice. But what happens, guys? What happens? Like, so I'm in gold, right? And I brick. And the games that I don't brick, I'm getting just negated. Like, the matchups were just so bad that, like, almost they were just shutting stuff down. And I realized the fragility, how fragile, how, like, weak this deck really is. It's just, I mean, because it's not tier 1, it's not even tier 2, it's not gonna be. This is just a win more, like, I'm gonna climb rank. Which brings me to my point. This brings me to my ultimate point. If you're going to make a deck, because there's so many archetypes, there's so many decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can make, and a lot of them are fun and they're cool and they look awesome. I'm not gonna deny that. But if you're wanting to be competitive in Master Duel, and Konami's already stated this is going to be a competitive game. It was designed to make Yu-Gi-Oh! An esport, then you should, with your resources, and this, I guess this really goes mainly to free-to-play players and those who are very new, because if you're already in the game, you've already done what you're going to do at this point. At this point, like, if you're going to build new decks, you're going to be spending money to make new decks, because the gems have dried up. There's no gems. Like, you get some here and there, but it's not going to be near enough to build a competitive deck. So my point here for new players is to build a competitive deck first. Go to Master Duel Meta and look up and see, like, what some of the top decks are. Try to find one that fits your play style, that you're like, oh my god, this is really cool, this is really fun, this is something that I would enjoy playing outside of your fun decks, so that way you can compete and you can stay competitive while still getting gems and getting resources on the side from your duel pass and from the missions and things like that, to try to build your fun deck. I consider Utopia, Cyber Dragons, Chaos, Dark Magician, these are fun decks. I built them because I like their archetype, I like what they do. But me liking what they do versus what they do compared to Tried, but compared to Virtual World, compared to Sky Strikers, Codex, or, you know, Code Talkers, call it Codex because I was trying to be cutesy with it, or you know, Drytrons or Eldlik and things like that, they're not going to be able to do it. Like, you're gonna have to change the deck around drastically in order to fit the meta. I have seen some people, like with the Dark Magician, man, they were using like Rivalry of Warlords, and they used Skill Drain, and the dude sat on Dark Magician to lock the opponent out, because you limit what they can do. Like, you're sitting on a 2500 beat stick Dark Magician that is normal, doesn't even get affected by Skill Drain, and then you got the Rivalry, which is going to prohibit them from playing anything other than one type of monster. And you know, that was just a little stick, you know, it was a stick. But then, you know, when you do that, you start to, you know, deviate from all the things that the deck wants to be. Like, you know, this little neat package right here is really cool, man. It's got a lot of synergy. All these cards synergize so well with the deck. But then you start putting Skill Drain, start putting these other things, these floodgates, if you would, it just becomes something different. I mean, then it becomes like a Dark Magician control deck, which is still not going to have a whole lot of staying power, because some way, somehow, you know, if they got the resources, they got infinite permanence, if they got, you know, the Ash Blossoms, and they got the other hand traps and things like that, they're going to find a way to get around it eventually. And as a matter of fact, somebody tried to use Rivalry of Warlords on me yesterday, and I was using my Code Talkers. They're all Cybers. I'm like, that's cute that you did that, because all of my cards are one type. So I'm just sitting there like laughing at Rivalry. It might as well have been on the board. But you know, that was just my point that I just want to make for this video, just real quick and keep it kind of simple and short, guys. Was that if I would suggest anything going into Master Duels, it would be make a competitive deck first. Find one that you really truly enjoy. Study it if you're new, especially if you're new to Yu-Gi-Oh. Excuse me. Study the decks. Study it before you just go ham and be like, oh, I'm going to do this thing and it's going to be awesome and I'm going to do this OTK combo, because I'm promising you it's going to start falling off. Once you start getting into high gold and you definitely get into platinum, that junk is going to fall off super hard. Super hard, because you're just going to get outpaced, you're going to get outplayed because of all the resources and the abilities that these other cards have that they can do. And I don't want to see people like leave the game. I don't want people to get discouraged and get disheartened and be like, oh god, I can't compete against Tri Brigade, I can't compete against Virtual World because, you know, I'm playing this, you know, Blue Eyes deck, or I'm playing this Utopia deck, and I mean, I'm doing a thing. It just starts to feel a little bad, man, and people get discouraged. I don't want people to get discouraged. So if I had any suggestions and you know, opinions on the matter, and you guys do what you will, you know, it's your game, it's your money, it's your time, play it how you want to. Like, I'm going to respect that. Anybody should respect that, because it's your game. You have fun, build what you want. But in a competitive manner, if we're looking at it through that, you know, that narrow vision of I want to be competitive in Master Duel, build you a competitive deck and make yourself the staples that you see in the meta. If you just build a strong competitive deck first, and then you just grind out the materials, you grind out whatever you want to build, whatever side deck that you want, you know, build it to your heart's content. I think you'll have a better, more fun and pleasant time in Master Duel than if you just go into it just building some hurdy-dirty like craziness. And I'm not saying that it's crazy, because like they are fun. There's so many archetypes in this game that's ridiculous, and it's very hard to choose, especially from somebody like me who has a hard time of making choices. Like, I'm very indecisive. I am super indecisive. I'm like, oh my god, that looks really cool, but then I'm like, oh, that looks really cool, but then I'm like, oh, what about this? But then what about that? And it's like there's a million thoughts going through my head. I'm like, okay, stimulation overload. Let's try to break this down. So I'm just trying to help people to make better decisions for themselves, so that they can enjoy the game, because I don't want you to get discouraged. I don't want you to build decks that you just like, can't compete with this, man. I just can't compete. You know, I'm just getting my ass handed to me. The meta's just too strong. The meta's too strong. Fight meta with meta, or better yet, fight meta with the anti-meta, because for every meta there is some deck out there. A matter of fact, I'll just throw this out there. I really think Gravekeepers is a very anti-meta deck. It's really fun. It shuts down extra decks. I've seen it being in play. As a matter of fact, it's topped in some tournaments. Keep your eyes out for Gravekeepers. I'm probably going to build it when I get the chance, because it looks super fun. Harkens back to old school Yu-Gi-Oh, but it just shuts down the extra decks. If you can get the engine going before they can get going, awesome deck. So keep an eye out for Gravekeepers. But that's all I got time for today, guys. I just wanted to throw this out there, and if you disagree with me, if you think I'm wrong, please just tell me down in the comments below. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Like, if you've got some better insight, or you've got some other thought process behind this, and you're like, you know, I really think this is how you should do it, then please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say about this. If you would also please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. It helps me help you keep making more and more content and bringing you more and more Master Duel, Rush Duels, whatever kind of content that you guys actually want to see. And if you would please, you can check me out on Twitch, where you'll find me also streaming Rush Duels, Master Duel, and probably other Yu-Gi-Oh games. I haven't decided yet, but I'm still working on that. Maybe Duel Links, for all I know. But until next time, guys, ladies and gentlemen, please stay strong, stay healthy, and happy gaming.